Hello class, so for today's lecture we'll be talking about enterprise architecture. So this is the introduction of enterprise architecture. So for this video you'll be learning about what is enterprise architecture, the goals of enterprise architecture, the benefits of using enterprise architecture, the methodologies of enterprise architecture. We'll also know the role of an enterprise architect, the tools and software they use, and the certifications for being an enterprise architect. So, what is enterprise architecture? So, enterprise architecture is the practice of analyzing, designing, planning, and implementing enterprise analysis to successfully execute on business strategies. So, EA helps businesses structure IT projects and policies to achieve desired business results and to stay on top of the industry trends and disruptions using architecture principles and practices. So, this is a process also known as enterprise architectural planning. So it began in 1960. So it was born from various architectural manuscripts on business systems planning by Professor Dewey Walker. So John Zachman, so I was not able to mention it here in the slide. So he was one of Walker's students. So he helped formulate those documents into more structured format of EA. So both men also worked for IBM during this time, and that's when Zachman published the framework in the IBM Systems Journal in the 1980s. So the EA framework came as a response to the increase of business technology, especially in the 1980s, when computer systems were just taking hold in the workplace. So companies soon realized they would need a plan and long-term strategy to support the rapid growth of technology that remains true today. So modern EA strategies now extend this philosophy to the entire business, so not just IT. So to ensure the business is aligned with digital transformation strategies and technological growth. So EA is especially useful for large businesses going through digital transformation because it focuses on bringing legacy processes and applications together to form a more seamless environment. So what are the goals of enterprise architecture? So EA is guided by the organization's business requirements. So it helps lay out how information, business, and technology flow together. So this has become a priority for businesses that are trying to keep up with new technologies such as cloud, IoT, machine learning, and other emerging trends that will prompt digital transformation. So the framework successfully combines people, data, and technology to show a comprehensive view of the interrelationships within an information technology organization. So this process is driven by a comprehensive picture of an entire enterprise from the perspectives of owner, also the designer and the builder. So unlike other frameworks, it doesn't include a formal documentation structure. Instead, it's intended to offer a more holistic view of the enterprise. So a good EAP strategy considers the latest innovations in business processes, organization structure, information systems, and technologies. It will also include standard language and business practices for business processes, including analyzing where processes can be integrated or could be eliminated throughout the organization. The ultimate goal of any EAP strategy is to improve the efficiency, timeliness, and reliability of business information. So let's now go to the benefits of enterprise architecture. So EA can offer support for redesigns and reorganization, especially during major organizational changes, mergers, or acquisitions. It's also useful for bringing more discipline into the organization by standardizing and consolidating processes for more consistency. So EA is also used in system development, IT management, and decision making, and IT risk management to eliminate errors, system failures, and security breaches. It can also help businesses navigate complex IT structures or to make IT more accessible to other business units. So according to CompTIA, so these are the biggest benefits of enterprise architecture planning. So first is allowing more open collaboration between IT and business units. Next is giving business the ability to prioritize investments. It also makes it easier to evaluate existing architecture against long-term goals. Next, establishing processes to evaluate and procure technology, giving comprehensive view of IT architecture to all business units outside of IT, and providing a benchmarking framework to compare results against other organizations or standards. So these are the leading enterprise architecture planning methodologies. So one of the most popular here is TOGAF, or known as the Open Group Architectural Framework. Next is the Zachman Framework for Enterprise Architecture. Next is Federal Enterprise Architecture Framework, or FEAF. And lastly is Gartner. So enterprise architecture as a framework can be vague since it's meant to address the entire organization instead of individual needs, problems, or business units. So that's why these frameworks are here. So first, let's go to TOGAF. So TOGAF provides principles for designing, planning, implementing, and governing enterprise architecture. So it helps businesses create standardized approach to EA with with a common vocabulary, standards, methods, suggested tools and software, and the method to define what are the best practices. So this is popular as an enterprise architect framework, and it is being adopted by more than 80% of the world's leading enterprises. So meron ding certification dito for TOGAF. Next is the Zachman Framework for Enterprise Architecture. So it's named after one of the original founders of enterprise architecture, and isa rin to sa mga popular na EA methodology. So it is understood as taxonomy, and it spans 6 architectural focal points and 6 primary stakeholders to help standardize and define IT architecture components and outputs. Next is the FEAF. So FEAF, so this was introduced in 1996 by Klinger-Cohen Act. So it mandates for IT effectiveness in federal agencies, so it's for the government. Yeah, so it's designed for the US government. But it can also be applied to private companies that wants to implement this framework. And lastly, Gartner. So after they have acquired the Meta Group in 2005, so Gartner established best practices for enterprise architecture planning and applied them or adapted them to the company's general consulting practices. So kahit na individual framework siya, so it is also been recognized as a practical methodology because it focuses on business outcomes with few explicit steps of components. So these are just the 4 most popular enterprise architecture methodologies. So now let's go to the architect, or what the role of an enterprise architect. So an enterprise architect typically report to the CIO or other IT managers. So they're responsible for analyzing business structures and processes to see that they align with business goals effectively and efficiently. So as an enterprise architect, you are responsible for ensuring these structures and processes are agile and durable, so they can swiftly adapt with withstand major change. So speaking of agile, so we're going to discuss what is agile methodology here in enterprise architecture. So being an enterprise architect is very lucrative role. So sa US, there's a reported salary of about $130,000 a year. So usually ang range doon is $93,000 to $200,000 per year. So enterprise architects can often go to work as CTO, software engineering, or development director or CAO. So to become an enterprise architect, you'll need an undergraduate degree in computer science, IT, or any related field, and you should have at least 10 years of experience in IT or a related field. So aside dyan, kailangan din natin ng hands-on experience working with computer systems, hard drives, mainframes, and other architecture technology. So enterprise architects need soft several soft skills to be successful, including communication. Dapat marunong ka makisama sa ibang tao, how you can talk to other people properly. You should be able to solve problems too, problem solving skills. You should be a critical thinker. You should have leadership and teamwork. So ito yung most commonly reported skills needed for an enterprise architecture. So we have here Java, service-oriented architecture, enterprise application integration, cloud computing, software and systems architecture, enterprise solutions, strategy development, IT and project management. So, bale, you have all of the roles. So, pare, ikaw yung parang CEO ng isang company but in an IT field. So, you oversee everything and that's what you do as an enterprise architect. So, these are the most common enterprise architecture tools and software. So, actually, Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint are two of the most basic tools for enterprise architecture planning. However, meron ding mga third-party tools and software suites that will help you create advanced AI strategies for your business. So, these are the following. So, if you want to pursue certifications for enterprise architecture or to be an enterprise architect, so marami rin na pwede ka ma-earn ng mga certifications. So we can earn these certifications to demonstrate your EA skills, including more specific certifications that focus on skills like cloud and security architecture. So yan. So yeah, I think that's it first for this first video. So yeah, if you have any questions, just hit me up anytime in our group chat. Thank you everyone.